Yo. What up? Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Reggie Winston with the Better Barber Podcast. I got my player partner, amazing Ant, in the building today. Man, Ant gonna be over there on the boards, chopping it up. And we got a special guest today, man. He's from out of town, and he's in the building, all right? Out of town, but he's in the building. How he do that, man? Come on now. It's amazing, man. But yeah, amazing Ant, check in, man. What's good, bro?
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, amazing Ant, coming through, man, on the Better Barber Podcast. And just want to come through and spread some love for the day, man. We got a special guest, so we got to go all out for the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ant, man, it's Valentine's Day, man. Like, how in the world we out here on Valentine's Day? We supposed to be booed up, man.
Yeah, you know, we had to sneak out the house. Right back.
Yep. Hey, look, I played it off like, hey, babe, look, let's do this breakfast thing. I know you want to see your niece, so you gonna run over there, check out your niece real quick. While you going, I'm gonna go to the shop, handle some business. But we'll get back this evening. It's gonna be all about you, girl.
Hey, you did it right.
But yeah, that's what's up, man. So Ant, man, this is Valentine's Day, man, and we always kind of talk about something that's kind of related to what's going on, man. As we're recording this Valentine's Day, tell me something that you love about barbering.
It's a whole lot that I love about barbering. I think the artistic aspect, because as a barber or before barbering, I like to draw, and I love art. And with cutting hair, everybody get to be my canvas, so I love it. And it's not work to me because it's something I love to do, you know? Yeah. So I love it.
That's what's up, man. Does barbering love you back?
Yeah, it's been some years in this, so we got a marriage together, so yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And look, man, we can talk about all this lovey-dovey stuff, man, all we want to, man, but we got you here right now, and we got a guest. I think we should go ahead and let him loose, man, run with it, man. So, and I want you to
get away.
Him. Huh?
You know what I'm saying? How did he get away?
Right.
So we're going to let him explain that.
Right. Introduce my man. We got Phil out of Indiana, man. Go ahead and give him the rundown, man.
It's our man Phil from Indianapolis, man. He about to come up here and he about to, just bless us on this special day, man. So I don't even want to go through it. We just going to give it right to him. Here you go, Phil.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Super blessed to be in the building. Fortunate that you guys found time to sneak away from your sweethearts on this day, man. And this is an awesome platform, and I'm just humbled to be in the presence of you guys, man.
Yes, sir. So, Phil, man, it's dope because we kind of connected with some friends and colleagues, and it's crazy. You in Indiana, I'm here in Raleigh, but we still somehow know a lot of the same people, got a lot of the same contacts. When I put it out there that we're doing a podcast and we looking for people, you were one of the first people to jump on. Like, yo, I would love to do it. And, you know, we was expecting, okay, we'll do a Zoom call, a phone call. But Phil, like, now I'm coming to Raleigh. So, yo, shouts out to Phil, man, for making his way all the way here. Man, this is the Better Barber Podcast, where we share our life experiences and our perspectives with the expectations that barbers become better. So, Phil, man, let's talk about your journey, man. You've been in this game for quite some time, my brother. Talk to us about it, man.
Yes, sir. 19 years and counting. My pops put the first pair of clippers in my hand, man, and told me to run with it. So when I first started out initially, I didn't know that I was going to be a barber. You know what I'm saying? I was doing the basketball thing, and I had it in my back pocket. You know what I'm saying? I was tinkering with it. You know, would catch my little brother's friends every now and then, a couple of dudes on the basketball team, but you know, barbering was like so far in the back of my mind. I was like, you know, I'm gonna do this basketball thing. And then when that dream started to fade a little bit, you know, boys was like hitting me up like, yo, man, you still cutting, bro? Hey, can I come through? And I was like, yeah, bro, like $5-10, I got you. And they would tell their friends. And then I remember coming up, man, it was like, they would catch me before the club. So my Saturday nights wasn't really, you know, it wasn't really hanging out with my people. I was getting these boys tight to go to the club. So it was cool, man. And then just to see the evolution. I remember when I first went to barber school, I knew it was destined. I knew God was with me. The last day of a deal, Mr. Kenny, shout out Kenny's Barber Academy in Indianapolis. Mr. Kenny told me, he was like, it must have been meant for you to be a barber because this is the last day of a special that I'm running. And you know, barber schools is super expensive now. Boom, caught that special. After that, hit the ground running.
Nice. Now, you said that your dad gave you your first pair of clippers. What were they?
Man, they was the 76s, man, with the big chunky joints, man. And I only had one guard to go on them, though. So I'm thinking, like, at the time, I didn't know there was a bunch of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that was the whole clipper. Yeah. So I was hacking people, man. But if somehow, they didn't want, a lot of them didn't want the fade, so I would just chop it down. But the ones that, wanted the tapers,
what guard was it? What blade?
I'm pretty sure it was a 1.5.
Okay.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Hey, and what was your first clippers, bro?
To be honest, my first pair came from Roses. They was like some basics.
He don't know about Roses. I know he don't know.
Yeah. So
you gotta be in the South.
It was like a little. I don't even know what franchise I can compare it to, but it was like a Sears or something. I know everybody had a Sears, and it was like $15. You get the clippers and like mad guards. Yeah, that was what I had.
Yep.
I made it work though.
Yeah, for sure. So man, you said you did basketball, man. Tell us about your hoops, man. Like what position, bro? You like a shooting guard? Man,
I was I was pretty tall for my age back then. It was like 6 foot guys. You 6'1" guys, you guys get down on the block. Right. And this was back before they was allowing the big guys to shoot threes, step out and shoot threes. So they would let me bang down low, man, and that was my thing. I embraced it. Shout out my coach, man, Coach Bush. He was hard on us, man. And I remember when Coach Bush, the first practice we had, my pops was there, and Coach Bush was killing us, man. He was killing us. He was like, you make a bounce pass, we're only doing chest pass. You make a bounce pass, we're on the line. So, of course, somebody naturally made a bounce pass, made us all get on the line. And he saw, like, all of us had, like, some resentment. So he stood us up on the line. He came right. For some reason, he came in my face and was yelling and was sending a message to the whole team through me. And I'm sitting there like, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking over at my pops like, my pops is just looking. You know what I'm saying? So it was funny because after practice, I remember riding home with my pops, man. And I was like thinking, I'm about to tell, pops, like, you might have to, talk to this dude. And he was like, as soon as I was thinking that, he was like, you know what, son? I like Coach Bush. I was like,
respect it.
Man, hey, all that stuff I was thinking in my head went right out the window, bro. I was like, But Coach Bush ended up coaching us to the county championship.
Nice.
And he was the best coach I ever had, man. I always told myself, I can survive Coach Bush practices, I can do anything.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Shout out to all the real coaches out there, those guys that hold us accountable and just push us and see the potential in us and make sure we reach that potential, man. So, bro, man, we talking, man, like we been back and forth, man, on social media and just whatever, man, talking about one podcast in the past that, me and Ant did, and that was the Dream Clipper or the Dream Tool. And I see you got a tool right here, right now, man. What is that, man? Why did you bring it? What does it mean to you? Man, share with us, man. What you got there?
It's Valentine's Day, man, so I had to bring the love of my life, man, which is the bevel trimmer, man. Everybody that know me know, man, this thing is like an extension of my hand. The first day that I used it, I fell in love with it. So everywhere I go, this thing is right next to me. So, we got a bond. I know it's a little weird, but every clipper that I get, every last one of them, I sleep with it. And this one sleeps with me more than, any of them. So I was like, man, I got to bring this, the Dream Clipper episode. I'm a huge fan of the podcast. I listen to every last one of them.
Appreciate it.
The Dream Clipper episode is my favorite episode because I'm a clipper connoisseur, man. Everybody that knows me, they know how many clippers I got and, how much knowledge I got about every tool. So I really, really indulge in clippers. And, man, this specific tool, man, the best feature to me is the fact that I can set it without using my method, which is I usually use the mirror, to set the tool, get the blade a little closer. I don't have to do that with these. I just pop open pop open that top, man, and it's that lever right there. And I can just use it.
And down,
you know what I'm
right?
saying? Yep, and use it like that. And the blade has a special cleaning system with it, so you don't always have to, oil it and spray it down. You can just spray it just a little bit of oil, and it's good to go, man. So Bevel, shout out to Bevel, man. They made an awesome product, man, that I love.
Yeah, Tristan Walker out there. He's down in Atlanta now, man. He was a Silicon Valley guy, man. So that's dope, man. His background wasn't even barbering.
Yes, sir.
He saw
Shout
a
out
need,
Tristan.
man. So, yeah, and Bevel, I want to say, man, started the transformation of the clipper industry. Because we were just so stuck in Wall and this Oster, right?
Facts.
Just Wall and this Oster. Babblers was always lurking in the background, but we never gave them any props.
Right.
We never really took them serious because we knew there was Con Air and their history. But Bevel came out with some technology, man, on the trimmers, and they were what, $200-$300, something like that.
Yep.
And it just, and people will always ask, coming to the shop, like, "Yo, you think that was good?" And I'll be like, "Man, as a barber, I don't know, man. I can get these T outliners right here for $70, and I know, I got videos on how to fix them up and make them tuned. I don't know about this bevel thing. You know what I'm saying? At that time, they didn't even have replacement blades available. I don't think you had to buy a whole new trimmer.
Right.
But
So, use them.
who was that now?
OG.
OG. Okay. I seen what's my man Marcus Harvey.
Yeah, Marcus Harvey. Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't us have Didn't he have a connection to that? The bevel?
Nas.
Nas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nas.
Yeah. I think his what was it, Queensbridge hedge fund or something like that.
Yep.
Whatever his hedge fund, I think they invested heavily in that. So yeah, Nas has something to do with it, and that's Nas Barber is Marcus, so it was just all lined up. And you can see Marcus is like the head barber with Bevel right now. He's still with them strong. Shout out to Bevel though. They make some really big moves in the industry. I like that color, man. When they first dropped, it was like a chrome or silver, like a silver. Yeah,
I see.
it was silver, right? Yeah, and now they have two different blades now, right?
Yep, they got a T-blade now.
What you think about the T blade?
I like the T-blade, man. That's funny. I was just telling my other barber bro, shout out to my guy Mick. I was just telling him the other day, I don't really need the T-blade because I have other trimmers with the T-blade. So I love the square blade on this because it gives me a different feel. But I do plan on getting that T-blade at some point, but I'm not in no rush for it right now.
And that blade is not like the Andis square blade. You remember the Andis square blade was really thin, like it was narrow. That one's a little bit wider than the Andis square blade.
Yep.
Tell me this. With that blade that you have, and me and Ant talked about this a while ago, like a couple weeks ago. I like my trimmer to hit, and I like it to shave. Do you have that in both of those things in that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Unequivocally.
Okay. Because I seen some that can hit, but they pull and drag against the skin when you trying to shave. Then some that can shave smooth, but they do not hit. And talk to me about that, man. Have you noticed that about some trimmers?
Yeah, I have a pair like that too right now.
What trimmers? Or did you modify it anything?
Well, yeah, I modified the blade. I put the I want to say it's the what's the black one?
The GTX?
It's a GTX, but it's like a graphite. It's like
Oh, okay. Is this some Andis make or is somebody
no,
else?
it's off-brand.
Oh, okay.
So when I changed the off-brand, put the GTX on it, it don't give me that flexibility to be able to turn the clipper over and go underhand. So I mainly have to do like just basically line up and pull down with it, but I can't go against.
See, I like the smoothness.
So I got one for that and then one for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the best part, man, is when you can have different. See, I look at my clipper lineup like a starting lineup in basketball. You got your point guard. Your point guard, he's going to distribute and set up the offense. You got your two guard. He's a scorer. He's looking to, get in that mid-range game. You got your three. He's the key in the middle that makes the power forward and the center work. And so you got your power forward that's there for the rebounds, and your center is there to dominate and back up the power forward. So I got my clippers in that same lineup. Everything in my lineup does something different. And I think that's just, that's the way it's supposed to be.
How many you got on your station right now?
Man, I got 7 clippers on my station. All of them cordless except the fast feed, and I believe that's coming down the turnpike real soon.
Okay. I get that fixed right quick. But tell me which ones do you start off with?
I start off with my fast feed.
Okay.
I love my fast feeds. Love them fast feeds, man. And I really go back and forth from the Ulster Octane to the fast feed. Those are the two that I really.
And those are the main ones like I wanted as cordless.
Mm-hmm.
But they haven't got there yet. But now I will say there is a guy, a barber, I think his name B. Clark Customs,
Yep.
and he made a detachable. I mean, not detachable, a cordless fast feed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of in the hopes to like get one from him.
Bro, them joints look hot
If
too, bro.
if they would like, that's the only thing they missing is
That's
cordless.
it. I said that years ago. I said if fast feed ever went cordless, it would
Sell out.
completely take over the game. It would completely take over. And I heard a rumor from one of the people from Ulster.
Mm-hmm.
Be on the lookout, man, because I think they hearing us. They hearing the roar. So it's getting louder, and I think we're gonna see that cordless fast feed here real soon.
I'm peeping game. Like it seemed like last year they abandoned their Instagram page, right? And I went and I'm like, it was no content up there. But all of a sudden, end of last year, I start seeing fresh content being posted daily on their social media, and they're asking questions. What are y'all dreams? Like, what would y'all like? Adjustable or detachable? You know, so they're asking questions. And on a Facebook group the other day, I did see this fall we should be getting a cordless fast feed. So, bro, look, we can talk about all these clippers, man. I want to know, talk to me about your dream tool. Talk to us.
My dream tool, man, I love that question because my dream tool is the tool that's going to bear my name, and I want to say that that's my goal. I'm going to one day have a clipper that is going to incorporate everything that you've touched on the Dream Clipper Part 1, as far as technology, being able to connect your tool to a computer or a USB slot and actually seeing stats from that day, or seeing where you need the oil and seeing the maintenance part of it and actually breaking it down, man. And I'm excited, because I know the industry is going that way. So I know that one day I'm going to see this come to fruition.
Right. Like Nike got their Adapt app,
Yes.
I guess, where you can see how far you run.
Yes.
You can see how much your clipper's been on and
Yes.
post that.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Bro,
Yo. That's going to be
awesome.
so crazy, man.
Awesome, man.
Yes, sir. And I think it'll incentivize barbers who use those tools to be the leader
Absolutely.
at that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know
Absolutely.
people who are brand loyal but don't get paid from these clipper companies, right? All Anderson, or all Wall, or all Babblers, and they're not getting paid a dime. And they're constantly tagging these companies on their Instagrams, hoping to get noticed by these companies, right? What better way to get noticed if you're the leader on the leaderboard,
Exactly.
right? And like we said in that podcast, if the dummy want to leave his clippers on all overnight, he could wear his blades out faster, right?
Right.
And the company, if they're connected, they will see that he need new blades and put him on a subscription where he get new blades every month.
Right.
Let him be the dummy to spend his money. You know what I'm saying? But
Right. Exactly.
it ain't gonna be like he doing it and beating the system, because he gonna be spending more money. You know what I'm saying? So I think, man, they got to do it, man.
They got to.
They got to, bro.
They got to.
With an app, that's gonna be fire, man.
That would be crazy, man.
Man, yeah, man. What are you feeling about the Chinese companies, bro?
I actually like it, man. I like the fact that you can get these tools, man, and tinker with them. I think that's the beginning of it, and it helps to push the culture and the industry forward.
Yep.
So a lot of people kind of knock the Chinese companies, but I think if you go about it in a way of innovation and you think about how you can use what they're doing and what Andis or Wall or one of those companies aren't doing and combine it, man, you got something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to all the Chinese companies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, doing that thing.
Champ, what's your feelings, man, with these Chinese companies?
You already know, like, basically that's what I've been using for like the last, I don't know, about 6 months. The different Chinese companies. Just trying to see, like, overall, what's the difference as far as durability and just cutting. For me, I really don't see a big difference between the two. So, like, when you take the name away, I'm still doing the same job. I'm still accomplishing the same goal at the end of the day. If you're looking for a cheaper route, but the same quality, it's a great way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have no dissatisfaction between the two.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, man, let me say that for me personally, I think the clipper companies in China are going to force American clipper companies to do one of two things: lower their prices or up their customer service, right? And I would rather have up the customer service. The price, it's nice to get something inexpensive, but if I got to keep buying it over and over because it's keep breaking it, and because it continues to break and they ain't got no warranty, then I'm gonna get fed up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna notice that I'm spending more money on trying to replace something. Now, if Andis or Wall or Oster say, "Hey, look, man, we're gonna start a subscription program. Give us $100 a year. We'll make sure your tools stay in decent shape. You know what I'm saying? We'll make sure your blades, you get new blades every quarter or every so often. You have a direct phone number you can call and talk to one of our tech specialists or something like that. Or they have somewhere set up where I can definitely send my tools. Like, I know they tried, but I think they can really expand on that and have certified technicians, right, to fix these tools, either in one location or multiple locations, so I can get my tools back faster, right? Or have it where if I make a complaint or I need to send my tool in to get fixed, they were like, all right, cool, we're going to send you one. When you get that, we'll also have a box with it. Please send your old clipper, your old tool in that box. You know what I'm saying? And I think if I spend $100 a year with them or whatever in a subscription, they already know I'm a loyal person or I'm going to do what I have to do, right? Because they already got my information. And if I don't send my tool back in a certain amount of time, they can charge me for the new tool. But I think that the Chinese companies are disrupting the norm, and it's good for us as barbers because either we're going to get better quality and better service, or we're going to get reduced pricing on the tools that we love. So I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
I love that, bro. I love that.
That is true. So especially with the pricing, I do find that, like, a lot of times you still meet the same price because if you have to buy it multiple times,
right,
then you just cut it. You cut the wood twice.
Right,
Instead of cutting once, you cut twice. So you could have paid up front and still have a great clipper versus you may not have the money and you spend it and then you got to keep spending it. So I get that. And another thing that you said about was the sending the clippers, the repair. Basically having like a call center where you can talk to someone versus you just sending it to a location and having to wait. So them being able to, you have a call center to actually talk to somebody, and then for them to like send you a clipper in return. So that's basically like how the cell phone does. I know like Verizon, you got insurance.
Correct.
So basically with the insurance, they'll send you a new phone, and then they send you a box with the stamped thing on it, and you send your old phone back. And then if you don't send your old phone back in 30, 60 days, then you're going to be charged for both.
Absolutely.
So I get it. So that's a great concept, and that's something that they should look into, you know?
Right. $100 a year or $10 a month.
Facts.
We can afford that.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To know that we got insurance on our clippers.
That's dope. That's super dope.
Yeah, we'll pay it. Barbers will pay it. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like the clippers are $1,000 cell phone.
Right.
Clipper companies make more money.
Say $25 a month or something.
Right.
Or $100 a year.
You can tier it. $10 a month for just the insurance, or $20 a month insurance and new trim or new blades every quarter or every 2 months, whatever. Cause my printer machine over there, it's $5 a month for ink. They monitor my ink levels. When they see I'm running low on black, they'll send me a black. When they say I'm running low on yellow or red, they'll send that. And it's just $5 a month. Come on now.
That's super dope.
Right? They're connected to the Wi-Fi. They're monitoring it.
And see, that's what I think, the actual clipper hooking up to an app will work out for the barber and the company, because they can monitor what you're doing and they can, get the feedback that way. So that's brilliant. That's genius.
Absolutely.
$5 in gas. go to Staples or wherever you.
Right.
And you can't beat $5.
Who do we need to talk to about this, guys?
Man, that's a good question, bro.
Like, I know some of the people that work at the clipper company, but it's like it seems so unattainable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or, oh yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Have you ever been shunned like, oh yeah, we're working to something coming soon? I'm like, bruh.
Bro, they don't see the urgency.
No.
Like, there's urgency behind this because, we can be implementing this and working the kinks out. You know what I'm saying? So the hiccups and things like that. So.
Right. And it started simple, just surveys.
Right, exactly.
Surveys.
I think another thing that could, if the clipper company didn't do it per se, if there was like a solidified like barber union where we all pay like a certain fee a month, and that was their goal, was to where they're the merger, where they're the one who makes the deal between all these clipper companies, and whatever, like say they gave you a package, and at the beginning of the package you say, well, I want all wall, or I want Babels, or I want Andes. So whatever company you chose in the beginning on your profile, those are the ones that they work those deals out and they send them to you. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing if we couldn't get a clipper company to do it. But if we had a union that did that, spoke for us, and we paid them fees, and that was their job, either to repair our clippers or blades and stuff, be monitored and have a platform where it shows what we do. You know what I'm saying? That would be great.
I love that, Amp. I love that idea.
You know who can start that clipper over that barber union, and I think it makes sense? Squire. I don't know if y'all use Squire or seen Squire, but they're basically like a booking, like a Booksy or The Cut or what's the other one? I can't even think of the other ones right now. But they're mainly kind of like, Squire's kind of focused on barbers. Now, they got the network already. I think, what would they say, like $250 million? That's what they valued at now?
Yeah, they up there.
What if they got another investment of another $250 million to buy out one of these clipper companies, right? And to have legislation and, lobbyists, and we, like, as barbers, if we're already bought into their app or whatever, we can be automatically part of the union. Maybe get some kickbacks for being a part of the union. But those surveys, those quarterly meetings or the yearly annual meetings, why can hold their own barber, they can have their own expo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They got the barbers.
Definitely.
I think that'd be dope. They got the Clipper brands with them already. So, hey, it might be the move.
Shout out to The Cut.
Hey, y'all, we're going to take a quick break right quick, man. We got some more, man. We got some good stuff, man. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsors and some quick ads so we can make a few dollars on this podcast. But we're going to come in again with some more conversation, all right? Peace. All right, y'all. Welcome back. This is the Better Barber Podcast, man. Shout out to our sponsors, man. We got our sponsor right here on the table, man. S-Curl. Lustrous S-Curl, man. They got some amazing products. I want to say that even though they're inexpensive, they put a lot of good qualities and good ingredients in their stuff, man. So shout out to S-Curl, man. They do a lot for barbers, man. The whole team, Kenny Duncan, Sip Detergent, Tarkus over there, and all the Luster family and all the other good people is down with the brand, man. They keep doing the Amazing stuff. Straight out of Chicago, black owned, still black owned. One of the last and oldest black owned product companies out here in the world, man. So yeah, shout out to Lustrous, man. And speaking of Lustrous, man, have you noticed like they've been doing that thing, man, on social media? Like they compete with the big brands. Like they're a big brand, honestly, because they're in Target, Walmart, everywhere. But I can see they putting a lot of investing into putting their brand out and making sure that brand has changed. Because in the past, it used to be just what's that now? Yeah, Soul Glow, right? People think of S-Curl, you think of
the jerry curl.
Yeah, or a chemical process in your hair. But now they have all natural products, and I think that's amazing that they went that way to cater to this generation. You know, it don't make sense to let your brand die because you don't want to adapt to the new times. So, shout out to S-Curl, man. And just speaking of social media, man, during the break, man, we were discussing the power of leveraging social media, man, as a barber, man, and as just a person in general, man. We know you as, you know, your government name, you know what I'm saying? Philip Reeves, the Jackson the third, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
but bro, you go by what's your tag, man? What's your tagline for social media, bro?
My tagline is Frsh Phade, Frsh Phade Pro Barber.
Okay.
Frsh is FRSH. PH with, you know, the PH being from my name, so PHADE. Nice. And Pro Barber.
Nice. Break it down for us, man. Why you get that, man? Where you get that from?
You know what, man? The story behind, and everybody asked that, so that's a good question. The story behind the Frsh Phade name is one of my guys, man, my closest friends. I've known him since the 2nd grade. He actually gave me that name, but it evolved over time. So he was, I don't even know if I want to say this, man. He was calling me. He used to say I look like Play from Kid and Play. So when Class Act came out, he was like, he kept calling me Blade Brown.
Yeah.
And then it's shortened to Blade.
Uh-huh.
And then when he found out that I was in barber school, he was like, "Bro, you're Fade." Because, you know what I'm saying, he dropped the blade, so it evolved from that point. And then I threw the Frsh on there as a pun, you know what I'm saying? I just threw that on there and put it on social media, and it kind of just stuck.
Yeah, that was a classic movie, by the way.
Man,
Class Act was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Like, them boys made some. I hope they made some money, bro. Because they were legit, bro. Like, growing up, I don't know. You don't know this about me. I couldn't listen to rap music in my mama's house, but what? My daddy wasn't having that. So only rap groups I knew or acts was MC Hammer, my boys Kid and Play, and what was the white guy? Vanilla Ice. That was it. That was all I got. But then I used to go to my grandma's house, and I had a young uncle over there. He was my older brother age, actually. And we used to go in the room back there, and he'd be playing Onyx. He'd be playing, dang, man, Leaders of the New School. He'd be playing, dang on Naughty by Nature. Man, he was playing all that stuff. What's the other group, man, that my boy, dang, man. What's the group, man, with the Vibrant Theme artist? What's his name?
Oh,
Q-Tip.
Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest. Ooh, how could I not?
Yeah.
Bruh, like hearing that started to seep into my soul, my spirit, man.
Yeah.
Then I remember hearing Nas. It was written.
Bro. Wait, did you just hold on, bro? Did you just say Nas? It was written.
Yes, that
before you heard Nas. It was written before Illmatic,
sir.
right?
Yes,
See,
sir.
we here, bro. This is Nas's best album as it was written, bro. That's when I first.
Right.
Man.
What's your favorite track on there?
My favorite track on there is The Message. And the reason why it's The Message, because the rumor is that Tupac thought that first line that Nas said, "Fake thugs, no love, you get the slugs." See, he thought that was about him. That's where the beef between Nas and Pac started. So I love The Message, man. That's my favorite track off there.
Nice.
Yep.
Bro, talk to us about just like, we're in a new age, man. Back then, social media wasn't in existence, bro. I think people might have been in the chat rooms then, you know what I'm saying? You got a message.
Right. Used to send you all them discs in the mail, remember that?
Yes, oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Like, the game has changed now, though, man.
Yeah.
Talk to us about how you leverage social media, man, to your benefit, man, and branding yourself.
Man, I really look up to the guys that have really built a following off there, and I just kind of piggyback off a lot of stuff they did. At first, when I was trying to brand and market myself, I was just posting pictures, man. I didn't really know how to really funnel it through the right people. So one of my people came to me and was like, man, you got to add these hashtags here. You got to add these here. So like you said, when it was starting off, I didn't really care about that stuff, man. But as the game started to evolve and the more that I started paying attention to, followers and things like that, I started putting those hashtags in there, man, and caring about the content and more the quality and trying to, be a brand, and that's pretty much how I, try to stay consistent on all my platforms as far as social media goes.
Nice. How many followers you at now?
Man, I think I'm at 1,600.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a little pup, man.
You remember you hit that 1,000, boy?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, I thought I was, man.
I got that 1K,
man. That 1K,
bro. Ed, talk to us, man. How you leverage your social media, man?
Like Phil said, a lot of things have changed since Instagram first started. I think the algorithm is the main part that's like the game changer right now. Is trying to stay current and stay in connection with that to make sure that you get the most out of what you post. But for me, I try to have some kind of a strategy, and like I do set a schedule, like from Monday through Friday, like the things I want to post, and that's what kind of helped me to stay. I was using a third-party app, but with the algorithm with Instagram, they're blocking third-party apps. But I had it scheduled. Because when you cutting, like, you can't be on social media like that. So it was time, and it will post, and I had another third-party app that will follow people while I'm cutting, you know what I'm saying? But right now, they blocking the third party. Yeah. So just trying to revamp, find new ways to stay in the laws of the algorithm so I can stay relevant.
What I noticed too now, man, have you seen that save button they got up there on Instagram now? So now that's the main thing they want you to, like, people to do. Like, that helps promote your post when people are saving your post. When something is worth saving, that means it's really good content. Like for me, I might see some dope shoes or a dope meme or something inspirational, and I'm gonna save that. And so those things are promoted more than a like is now. I think it's save, a share, content, comment, then a like is last now. So it's interesting, man, cause understanding Instagram is a job in itself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to be in a position where, like, as a businessman, I let someone else handle Instagram and social media, because I understand that you have to be on, you have to be aware, you have to always be researching what can I do better. I can make some dope content and just send it to my people, and I know they're going to handle it for me. I do want to increase my followers on my personal, but I don't know if the time and the focus is worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to do it, I need to be able to really leverage it and make money off of that. And to me, that's a long game where I just, I see barbers like Frsh. You know my homie Frsh, right?
Yeah.
Frsh,
Yep.
Frsh got hacked like last year sometime, and he had to start all over. He got 30-some thousand again now. Like, he was way past 30,000 when he got hacked, but it's like, man, that take a lot of time out of your day to make sure you put the right hashtags. Comment on this, comment there, comment here, there. Like, I can see a full life on just social media, and I definitely value my life, excuse me, here in the present a little bit more than I've been on social media. But man, tell me, man, other than just your Instagram, man, what are you putting Frsh Phade on?
Man, I'm putting Frsh Phade on. I'm really parlaying Frsh Phade into my. I've named my technique, my actual technique that I use cutting hair, and that is the Ataru brand. The Ataru is actually the name of my barber studio that I have now. And Ataru, it's funny how I came up with that name. If you watch Star Wars, if you are a fan of Star Wars, Ataru is the fighting style of Yoda. So, and the actual the moves that I use And the actual technique is kind of derived from the teaching of the Jedi, but I kind of tweaked it to kind of fit the barber. And so how I market that and how I do that, that's just what I do. That's my technique. That's what I named it. That's what it is. Whenever you see a haircut, it's the same process on straight hair that it is on, our hair, coarse hair. It's the same process. It doesn't change. So that's pretty much the brand that I'm rolling with, and I'm kind of trying to fade away from Frsh Phade and want that to be kind of the background, and I want Ataru to be the flagship of future endeavors.
Okay. Now I've been peeping your work, right?
Yep.
And now correct me if I'm wrong, and I would like to be wrong, but it doesn't matter if I'm wrong. You don't use enhancements.
No.
I peeped that. You do some real solid haircuts with no enhancements.
Thank you.
Are you against enhancements?
I'm not against enhancements. It's just a coincidence because a lot of my clients, I'm going to be honest, coming from the west side of Indianapolis, I went and relocated to the south side of Indianapolis. When I was on the west side of Indianapolis, there was a lot of coarse hair and a lot of guys, they kind of wanted that enhancements, and I did it when I first got to the south side, all straight hair. Majority straight hair. I won't say all, majority. The first day I got down there, bro, I did enhancements on the dude, and he hated it. And right then is when it popped into my head, I got to be a little bit more tactful on how I'm doing this thing. So when I started not doing the enhancements on most of those dudes, they was cool with it. So I was like, the market isn't really like that for them, for these dudes down here. So when I started to develop Ataru, I went at it with no enhancements, and it just kind of went from there, man. I'm definitely not against enhancements or anybody that uses them, but right now my go-to and my bread and butter is no enhancements.
All right, my dad used to say it's a time and place for everything, son.
Facts, big facts.
But we can confirm that we preach build your base first, build the foundation. Show them the mirror there, then tell them, ask them, would you like me to enhance it, make it pop a little bit more? As you can see, it's even, it's clean, it's there.
Yep.
But would you like it to pop more? Like you seen that picture I put on Instagram or whatever, So I like that, man. And I did notice you do a lot of straight hair clients. And for the folks out there that might be listening to this all over the world, when we say straight hair, we're not talking about their sexual preference. We're talking about their hair texture. We're talking about the hair just being easily to manipulate with just a sprinkle of water and a comb.
Right.
A lot of barbers from urban backgrounds, or black barbers, or barbers of black barbers. Let's say black barbers. Yep. When they get that straight hair client, sweat start dripping from the top of their head to the sole of their feet.
I've seen it, bro.
Bro, what? But talk to me about your experiences. Straight hair, coarse, kinky hair. And you just said the same technique.
Yep.
Do you find one easier?
I don't. I think it's all. I actually gravitate more towards straight hair now because for some reason, I don't know why, but the straight hair, the blends, you can see the contrast a little bit better, and it's a little bit cleaner, especially if you really, really know what you're doing. So I love coarse hair, of course, but the straight hair to me, man, it shows up and it pops out, man, and especially when you got a guy that wants that nice low blend, you know what I'm saying, or that medium fade, you know what I'm saying. Man, to me, it pops out real good, man. I love coarse hair too. I love all hair, man, but I think I gravitate more towards the straight.
Okay. Yeah. And let's talk about some techniques, man. Do you fade up or you fade down?
I fade up.
Fade up.
Now, that's against what I've been taught. Because I was always taught to fade down.
My gosh.
Yep.
I started fading up.
Yeah.
And people used to look at my cuts like, what is he doing? Oh, my gosh, he's about to take. And then I finished up like, how in the hell did you pull that off? But I learned it that way.
Yep.
But when I learned how to fade down, man, it just gave me so much room for error that I didn't have by fading up. So, man, Ant, talk to me, man. Your fade technique, man. You up or down, bro?
Yeah, well, like I said, I always did up. I don't know why, but I think when I moved to Jersey for a little while, that's when I started. I was initially first, like how you said, used to be sweating when I used to have straight hair in the chair. But when you go to another environment where straight hair is all you get, you gotta adapt. So it made me change my whole concept of how I saw straight hair and stuff like that. And I come to find it was a lot easier to maneuver. It was like Phade said, it just looks better. The blend, the contrast, everything just was better. And I developed a love for it. So now it's like I look for straight hair versus coarse hair. So it's like, I don't know, I love it.
And one thing that I think, man, is just what's harder is the loose curl hair, the loose curly. That makes sense?
Yep.
Excuse me, my voice going. The loose curly hair that when you stretch it, you can trim it, but when you let go, it still looks all a mess. Or when it's a low cut and you're trying to make it lay down, it just don't lay down for you. That's harder than straight hair, and that's harder than coarse hair, to me personally. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and another thing too is with the straight hair that I had to learn. So after I did the cut, I didn't know what else to do. So you have to learn how to style hair after that. So that became another issue. So once I learned that, I was like, okay, I can do this. But yeah, it's.
Bruh.
I get it.
I used to hand them the comb. Now show me this how I used to do. Then show me now, so I can know exactly what you like, how to style it. Show me how you style it, cause I didn't know.
Right.
See, I started following this dude overseas, man, and that's where I started really taking off as far as styling, cause he was doing these style, like he was having these nice blends, but he was doing these styles to where these European dudes was having these, nice little textures up there. And I fell in love with it. And when I started breaking down his videos and watching the shears he was using and his technique, I immediately the next day, because I knew that I was having clients come in that looked like that and they was looking for those styles, I immediately went in and I started doing what I saw him do. And I incorporated into the Ataru style, man, and it was just like, everything was popping out. I was like, man. So they get that dry. I don't know if you've seen it. Pacino's has it now. The mat. Yeah, and you can manipulate the hair up, and they actually spike sometimes too. And I was like, man, a lot of those guys are really, they was loving it. So, and I started to see the return on the clientele. So I was just rolling with it, man. I roll with it. I love my thinning shears now. My thinning shears are, one of my favorite tools in my toolbox now. So.
Yeah.
44 or 40? Your thinnest shears, are they like a 44?
Yeah, they're
42?
44, I believe. Yeah, 44. Yep.
And that's the teeth.
Right.
Yep.
All right,
yep.
cool. Yeah, I don't use them.
Dude, it's so.
I had some I really liked, but the ones I kept, they were cheap. I ain't gonna. They were cheap.
Man, it's relaxing,
that,
bro.
yeah.
Like, it's really relaxing when you can sit there and thin that hair out without actually taking length off, because that's what a lot of those straight hair dudes want. They want you to thin it out, but they don't necessarily want a lot of length off. When you can incorporate getting the length off, and now you're thinning it out, they gonna come back like clockwork.
Hey, man. Yep. So, man, it's Ataru.
Ataru.
Is this something that you're going to, you already created it and you're applying it. Is this something that you want to create to sell?
Absolutely. And I'm glad you asked me that, because as of 3 weeks ago, I linked up with someone who taught me how to sell classes online. And I'm going to be selling the technique for probably $89.99 online in maybe a month or two. It's gonna be. I'm so looking forward to it, man, because I'm gonna be able to reach young barbers, and it's something exclusive that I want to make. I don't want my brand to be, real big and public for everybody. I want the exclusive barbers, the barbers who I know really have a passion and a love for what we do, and that is gonna take it to the next level. And those are the guys I want to market to and really get them to hone their skill and their craft and be able to go to the next level.
Absolutely. So I like what you said. So you're not concerned about YouTube University?
Not really. I feel like the opportunity is there, but I want to make sure when I get into the YouTube and do the YouTube that I already have a formula and a blueprint of what I want to do, who I want to target, and who I want to market.
That's understood.
You want to know your audience.
Basically, yep.
And talk to me about like some stuff you've seen. Like, have you invested in any classes, digital classes, or DVDs or anything like that?
Especially with the DVDs, when we used to go to the shows, I would always make it my purpose to buy somebody's DVD to try to learn something different. Eric Cheek, Kenny Duncan, Bullock, Kyle. I think it's Kyle.
Kyle Lamont with the color.
Yeah, I'll try to learn that, but that's my goal. Like when I go to the shows and stuff like that, is to learn something, you know. And so, being that the whole COVID situation jumped off, it pushes us to. I see a lot of people that gravitated towards Instagram and was doing their classes on Instagram and other platforms. So, I made it my business when during the pandemic to do something like once a week, just utilize one day to like just deviate to that and just focus and key in on that. So yeah, it's a high priority for that.
Dope. And I know we kind of discussed like some different aspects of Instagram. Have you seen any of the barber verses? You seen them?
I've seen them.
What you think?
So with Ataru, it's a lifestyle. It's not just my technique that I use. And with the lifestyle, I don't really believe in competition. I don't. You guys probably will never see me in a competition. I did one competition early on in 2018, and after that, I started gravitating towards my brand, and they're cool, but I can't get into it.
Okay. Did you see anything up there that you really enjoyed?
I do. I love the education part of the shows. Like I'm a huge fan. I have DVDs. Mr. Official, shout out Mr. Official. He helped me big time early on. I still got his DVDs at the house. So I'm a huge advocate. When I go to these shows, I went to the Connecticut Barber Expo. Man, had a great time.
Yeah.
But the education part, cool. When they start doing the competitions, I'm out.
Got you.
Yeah.
What is it about the competition that you don't enjoy?
I think it's mainly because it's self-exalting, and when I created Ataru, I created that with the sole purpose of I'm going to put God in what I do, because at the end of the day, fellas, when we die and we have to stand before Him, we're going to give our talents back to Him.
Right.
How are you going to give it back to Him? What are you gonna say you did with it? Did you build yourself up, or did you build something for Him? So that's kind of where I stand with that whole thing, man. I think it's cool that they doing that stuff, man. But as far as me, that's for me in my house. You know the rest.
Yeah. So for me, man, just thinking about it, I always approached a battle as a networking opportunity. That's how I met Hair Razor.
Okay.
He came down here and
shout out Hair Razor.
Yeah, man, it's the homie. We competed, but we were homies ever since. We were even like cool and cordial before the battle, but right after, he had a spirit of the same thing. Like, let's network, let's become friends, let's build this up together. So I enjoy that aspect of battling. Some people just take it too far. Like, man, Ed will be so pissed off and want to fight everybody. Like, bro, it ain't that serious, bro.
Right.
I know it's $100. I know you drove here,
Right.
But
I'm willing to give you $100 back.
Right, yeah. Just don't come back, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
It ain't that big of a deal to me. Like, if I lose, I lose. But I gave it my all, and I'm going to learn something.
Facts.
So I'm cool. Like,
yeah.
But some people take it way too serious, bro.
Yeah.
Be ready to fight everybody. And I feel you on that. What was your favorite show that you went to? We can't do shows right now, man, but I think they'll be back this year at some point. What was your favorite show? CT?
I would have to say CT.
CT
man.
is crazy.
It was like I'm a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
Guilty. It was like the biggest sneaker convention in there. Every barber in there all had dope kicks on. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all of the booths. I got to go. I booked through the Cut. I used the Cut app. I got to meet those guys, man. They were super cool, man. Got to see my boy Marvy Marv. Shout out Marvy Marv. He sent me this T-shirt, so I had to represent for Marvy Marv today. Man, I got a chance to link up with a lot of good brothers, man, and it was cool. The CT, man, it had Rick Ross there. You know what I'm saying? So that was a real good look for everybody, man. Rose came in there showing love. So I thought CT was the best. I'm partial to the Motor City Barber Expo because I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
And it was only right that I had to be there.
How many have they had?
They've only had that one to my
That's
knowledge.
what I thought, man. And, you know, probably about 4 years ago, Curtis Smith is a mentor, Exotics. I'm like, Kurt, we got to do a show in Detroit. Yeah. And, you know, it's always been on the to-do list. We just haven't done it. So when I saw the Motor City Expo, I was like, yes. Dude. Bro. And just like, let's just go real quick in Detroit. A lot of people only talk about the bad in Detroit. There has to be some beautiful places in Detroit.
Bro, there's a huge misconception on Detroit, man. And I have to say this. A couple years ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago, it was getting really bad because the economy there. But I would say this: when I went to the Motor City Barber Expo, and that strip was called Woodward, that they held the Motor City Barber Expo on, called Woodward. It used to be nothing but burned out, abandoned buildings, all the way from one side all the way to the other. When I went there, bro, I saw ice cream shops. I saw people riding their bicycle. Like people riding their bicycle down the street as if it was cool. I was like, man, I was proud because the hospital that I was born at sits right there across now from where the Pistons play. So I was proud of that, man. And I went downtown. You got all of these brand new stores that I never seen before. They're all downtown, and they've revamped the whole city in like 3 or 4 years, man. Nice. So back then when I went there and I came back to Indianapolis, everybody was like, yo, how everything going? I'm telling them, yo, Detroit is not what y'all think it is anymore. Like, it is better. Like, y'all got to really check it out. And then, you know, slowly but surely people was going there and they was like, yo, you was right, bro. Like, it's nice, man. But there's a huge misconception, man. I think, too, with the inner city, if you check out, you know, Sterling Heights, Michigan, you know, the surrounding areas, Dearborn, you know, all of those places, man, it's super gorgeous, man. You know, some parts of it, you know, everybody got their bad parts, you know, bad parts, but Detroit, for the most part, they kind of over exaggerated, except in the immediate inner city, you know. So
yeah. Every spot gonna have a hood and some rundown. Yeah. But yeah, I think Detroit's gonna be dope, man. Yeah, regardless, and I think they're gonna have a really good comeback over the next few years. We gotta wrap it up, man. Give us that Instagram again, man.
Instagram is Frsh Phade, FRSH Phade. That's on Twitter. Pretty sure that's on Snapchat too. Okay. And Instagram.pro.barber.
Awesome, man. This has been another episode of the Better Barber Podcast, man. We had a homie, man, Frsh Phade up in here, man, a.k.a. Master P, a.k.a. Phil Reeves Jackson III. I'm playing with y'all, man. Thank y'all for spending some time with us and, man, and being part of this, man. And, man, we're going to have many more to come. Y'all go follow my man and make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. And leave them with some positive words, man.
Man, discipline is the bridge between success and failure. Make sure you're on the correct bridge.
That's my boy. Y'all heard it. It's the Better Barber Podcast.